Namaste, beautiful people. Thanks for coming along. I'm Michelle and this is Barefoot Yoga. We're doing 20 minutes every day and we're going to check it at the end of the month and see the effect that yoga has. I'm really keen on not particularly showing you how to do yoga, but how to understand it and how to feel it more than do it, why it makes us feel certain ways. So today's theme is about being found. When we feel a bit lost sometimes, we're all at sea, can't make decisions, it gets tough, and we feel a little bit of pressure from the external world, who we're meant to be, who people think we should be, and it starts to wear us down a little bit. Sometimes it can be really hard to listen to what's going inside of us. We lose our senses, we lose sense of ourself, and I am here today to show you how we can recalibrate, center back in, tune back in, rotate our internal compass and reorient ourselves back to ourselves, discover our truth again, and then we can burst off again and cope. So, no more talking. This is Barefoot Yoga. That means you need to take your shoes off. You don't need anything else. Let's get going. Thanks for coming along. All right, the first thing I want you to do is sit down on the earth. We are just going to find, do you know there's a word in yoga, it's called asana, which often we think of as the poses. The word means seat, the seat of where you are in the universe. Your brain spends every waking moment trying to work out where you are. So let's just tell it for a moment so it doesn't have to work so hard. So let's sit and find our place in the world. Let's just sit really comfortably. Don't have to be like a soldier, just rising up through the crown of your head. And it's kind of like, when we ground down and center back into ourselves, see the shoulders, they rise up, and then when you take a couple of big sighs. Here, let's do one together. Breathe in, shoulders up, and breathe out. Just sink down. It's like sighing to yourself, and it's this feeling of that your body goes, yes, I've been waiting for you to come along and pay attention. So this is our time to just pay attention. So it begins in the silence. You can just slowly close your eyes if you want to. You can keep your eyes open. But what I want you to do is try to imagine you're looking in on yourself. So the first way we can discover ourselves and start to set our compass points is to literally put our GPS coordinates in. This is where your butt is on the ground, your legs are on the ground. Anything that's on the earth is your GPS locator. So let it ping and let your mind just know exactly where you are. So two aspects. I want you to feel the weight of your bottom, really feel yourself. Feel it with your mind. And you can actually feel the bottom. And the second thing is, see if you can acknowledge your unique place in the world. This is here I am, are the words I love to, when you get there you're like, yes, here I am. I'm not buzzing off doing 100 things. Maybe it's not where I want it to be, but here I am. It's an acknowledgement. So feel it. Feel the weight of your body, your beautiful, gorgeous body resting on the earth, still and steady. Now the other thing that's radiating to your mind right now is the feel of the earth beneath you. So just tune in, see if you can go beyond your bottom and feel the hardness of the earth, how steady it feels. You may even feel a little bit of a tingle as the energy of the earth connects up. But more than anything, we connect to the space that makes us feel exactly where we are. Imagine if we got, it's like doing snow angels or sand angels as we do here in Perth. Imagine if we were on imagine we're on a beach on soft sand. Imagine we got up and walked away and we'd see the big indentation of our buttocks left. Make your impact. Your brain wants to know, so let it be. All right, enough talking. I've got lots of talking today. So now I just simply want you to try to close your eyes. Don't panic if you can't. We're just going to do 5 delicious breaths to tell our brain that we are alive, because we've already told it we're here. So we're here and we're alive. So just take a big, beautiful, delicious breath in through your nostrils. Just fill up your lungs, breathing in. And when you breathe out, breathe it all the way down to your toes and feel your body. Feel yourself just sinking into that GPS coordinate on that exhalation. Inhale. And breathing out, exhaling, sinking in. It's not audible, but it's like a gorgeous, delicious sigh to your body. Let's take another one, breathing in. And breathing out. And always, when you have found your location and you know where you are, how about just stopping and embracing it just for another few moments? Just be here with nothing to do. Be here with your body. Be here with the earth beneath you and the sky above you, and be here with your breath. And very, very slowly. Does that feel nice already? I reckon we could do a whole 20 minutes of that. We will do a 20-minute meditation in a couple of days. So I'm going to ask you just to roll over to your side. Use your hands, nothing fancy here. And we're going to stand ourselves up. And we're going to make our mark. Put our feet on the earth. Have your feet at hip distance. Your hips at hip distance. Just roll those shoulders up and down and just drop your hands down by your sides. And I want you to come up onto your tippy toes and then feel your feet, try to get your balance there, and then just gently just let your heels drop back down. Rock onto your heels, pick up your toes, spread your toes out, and then just let your toes just drop back onto the earth as well. Feel the steadiness of the earth beneath you. Feel the weight of your feet pressing into the earth, into your mat. And I really want you just to drop your brain, your attention, your focus, your mind down to your feet. I don't want you to think about your balance. I want you to feel your balance. So feel your feet evenly pressing into the mat between from your toes to your heels. And just make sure you're not leaning, or tipping back. And also just check it out as well. I want you now to put your attention into the weight in your right foot and the weight in your left foot, and really sink into your feet. Try to have even pressure through your feet. These are your GPS coordinates. These are the only 2 things that are feeding global positioning information to your mind. In yoga, we call it asana, the seat, the place you are, the seat of where your body exists in space. In modern language, we call it proprioception, your space that you take up in the universe, your space, your location. So all you need to do is be here. All right, let's think about expanding. So we're talking about finding ourselves and grounding down and connecting into ourselves. So let's just do a couple of little practices. The first one is going to be, we're going to turn in on ourselves, and it's kind of like giving ourselves a little hug. So just having your feet exactly where they are at hip distance. We're going to take a big breath in and just lift our chest. We're going to take the arms up with us. And we're going to expand up to the universe. You can really stretch those fingers up. And as we exhale, we're going to start to fold forward. We're going to feel like we're bringing that energy down to the earth. So folding through your hips, hands maybe touching the earth, or you might not quite be there. Have a little bit of softness in the back of your knees. You don't want to be ramrod straight. Find your balance in your feet again. Even, steady balance. And if you feel really comfortable, I want you to try to drop your head. You're not exactly hanging forward, but you're not resisting. So when we find our internal compass, it's a place we want to be. We want to be there a little bit more because we discover it's calm and peaceful. So just take 2 breaths and settle into your breath here. Take a big breath in and out, and breathe in and breathe out. Beautiful. Now when you come up, really come up slowly. So just bring your head up first, keep it higher than your heart. Great, now you can bring the hands up, and now we can just float ourselves all the way up. Let's finish it off where we started, with the arms up, reaching for the stars. And as we breathe out, we can bring the hands all the way back down through the heart and back down to our sides. Nice and steady. So part of your GPS coordinates and finding yourself is to feel the steadiness in your body. So let's see if we can challenge that just a little bit and see if we can expand that idea of finding balance within ourselves. So we're going to have a little try at Vrikshasana or tree pose, where we're going to bring one leg up. Now there's a couple of ways to get into this. If you can bring your knee up and open the hip, folding that leg in, you may be able to feel like you can squeeze the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot and steady yourself, depending on where you're at. Remember, we're trying to find ourselves here. So the last thing we want to be doing is wobbling around and creating more disruption for our mind to have to try to locate us when it's already feeling confused about where we are. So if the full tree doesn't feel like that's going to be so steady for you right now, perhaps just bringing little kickstart, bring the heel to the ankle, and you can play with it a little bit as you feel steadier and start to lay down this idea of trusting your body. You can then start to bring the leg a little higher. Let's have a little go on the other side, because we do want to work on balance both hemispheres of the brain. So out to the side if that feels good. See how you feel about it. When you get proficient, you can bring that leg all the way up. So when we're looking for, so hands to the hips, hands to your heart if that's feeling good. And when it's feeling steady, you feel like you can grow and expand and move. So what we're ultimately doing is finding our inner strength, our place where we belong, and we're just stepping into it, we're owning it. And we're owning it for ourselves by not allowing anything else into our space. And in that practice we lay down massive trust, and it's the trust to symbolically, emotionally, to stand on our own 2 feet, to have the courage to be exactly where we are, who we are right now. So let's take our feet a little bit wider. We're going to put a little bit of strength work into our life, turning the right toes all the way around, left toes in. Let's pop a little bit of warrior into our life. So it's inhale, arms up, and as you exhale, a little bit wider I think, we're going to sit down inside of ourselves and just feel that. Feel the steadiness of the earth beneath your feet, but feel the strength of your body to support you. Rolling down, see if you can pop the elbow on the knee, and we're going to continue through and stretch through from your toes to your fingertips. thinking about feeling the steadiness beneath us and within us. And that trust of going, yeah, all right, here I am. Turn the palm, and as we inhale, float ourselves all the way up. We're going to add on to this. This is our foundation. Spin it around. Did that really fast. We're just facing the opposite direction. Inhale up. So we're going to find our inner strength. Dig in deep into ourselves and find the strength and courage that sometimes we're not feeling. So this is where yoga poses can help us transform. It helps us, it begins to make us feel it. And then we feel our body and we feel, and our brain is paying attention, our breathing's paying attention, and all of a sudden, it's like putting on a super cape. All of a sudden you feel so strong and you feel really courageous. But it doesn't come without the foundation first of knowing where you are. Good. How did that go? All right, see what I'm saying? Feel amazing. Come back and connect. Drop those arms down and just sit into yourself. All right, so we just have a moment of reflection. So now that we've found ourselves, let's see if we can challenge ourselves to move beyond. So expansion, growth comes when our foundation is strong. So I want you to have a little go. It's another little bit of a balance. We're going to bring the arms up. We're going to just see what happens, watch what happens. When I make this happen, we're just going to watch our body. So we're going to sink down. We're going to tip over to the side, seeing if you can just rest your right fingertips down and push off with your left leg. So the weight comes into your right hand and your right foot, and see if you can find steadiness within change. And this is the thing, inhale, coming back up. How did you go? Oh, it's really challenging, isn't it? All right, it comes with steadiness, because this is our practice, is working. Like life isn't always smooth, it's not always steady, but yoga helps us find it when we need it. So let's float down first, a little bit of a bend in your front knee. You're going to tip over just a little bit, and the hand may or may not, mine doesn't quite reach, but as I start pushing off with this right foot, and I'm going to straighten up my left leg, there's nowhere for my leg to go but off the mat. And I keep my head really steady, and within all that wobbling, can you feel your foot moving? Inhale up, we did all right, I reckon. And straighten up, and very lightly steady yourself. So it's like steadying the ship. When the ship feels like up above, you know, it's got waves crashing over it and everything around it is barreling and bashing the windows in, we can just stop ourselves and just steady the ship. Nice and calm. All right, let's have a little sit down, take a big breath in. We're just going to sit on back down. All right, actually we're going to come over onto the knees. Big toes together. You'll know this one by the end of the month. I reckon I do it every single day. Take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to move into Balasana, child's pose. Letting your hips just fall down towards your heels. Stretch both arms up, right arm, follow it with the left. And as you take a big breath out, just feel yourself sinking towards the earth. Your body will accommodate the place you find yourself in. Our job is to not want to be anywhere else, but to be where we are. So just feel yourself. We're going to take a couple of breaths here with two aspects. One aspect is I want you to absolutely 100% feel the movement of your breathing. It's so calming for the mind. Your mind says, yes, yes, you're alive. But I also want you to focus on the feel of your body just melting into the earth. And you just feel yourself sinking deeper inside yourself. This is your body's way of saying, yes, thank you. I've been waiting for you to listen and to feel. Sinking deep. And as you breathe in, lift your head and walk your hands all the way underneath. And pop back up onto your knees. All right, let's have a little trial come around. Let's have a little go. I want you to put a little bit of a twist into your life. So come into a nice neutral coffee table position. You're going to grab your right hand, turn the palm up. We're going to take a nice big breath in and see if you can slide that arm all the way underneath, dropping down. So the weight of your body is sitting along the whole length of that arm. You can rest the temple down, but don't drop the weight into your head. And what I'll get you to do with your left hand is push your left hand into the mat just in front of your nose so you can feel your left shoulder turning to look up to the ceiling. Just make sure the head is really light on the earth. Don't dump your weight into it. And as you inhale, you're going to lift your head up off the mat just a little ways and slide yourself back. Beautiful. So twisting is literally the spice of life. Turning your palm up again, take a nice big breath in, and as we breathe out, we're going to shoot that arm underneath and just feel that beautiful sense of our spine freeing up, which helps us feel energetically in our energetic body that this is where we are right now. Inhale back to a nice neutral flat coffee table. You're simply going to cross at your ankles here, and good. Bring yourself back to sitting in nice easy cross legs back into our seat. Now I want to finish off with some real anchoring back down into ourselves. So for the first time, I'm going to get you to lie in relaxation just for a few minutes. I'll show you how we can anchor back down. So stretching both legs out, right leg, left leg, and you can just curl yourself down. Just have a little all the way, like an elevator. Bend your knees, lift your butt up, stretch out your lower back, and then let the hips sink back down, and then we can stretch those legs out again. Let's have palms facing up to the ceiling, and just feel like your chin is just looking in towards your chest just a little bit here. And here's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about, we've done this already in a couple of guises, so we're doing it again. We repeat it, guys, because it's significant, it's important. It's the first foundation for well-being, is being found. So I want you to really let yourself be found. We're going to pin those GPS points again. So I want you to feel the parts of you that are digging into the mat right now, the back of your head, the back of your shoulders, the back of your hands, your elbows, your back, the back of your hips, and the back of your legs and your heels. And think of those like little anchors, little GPS coordinates. And just pay attention to them. Let your mind process them. Beautiful. Then I want you to think about just being in that space. So think about as if there's a circle of light around you, a force field. Imagine with a lightsaber, and you're drawing a great big fluorescent, vibrating, vibing circle around the shape of your resting body, and imagine it glowing, vibing. But if anything tries to penetrate in, it just gets bing and pushed away. But similarly, I don't want anything that's inside can't get out either. Because I want you to have a couple of moments of being exactly where you are. Now here's what happens with your mind. Your mind needs sensations, it needs senses in order to process. That's why when we lose our way, we lose our senses. So you're feeling right now. There's your senses. Noting our location, the feel of our body resting on the earth, and the feel of the earth beneath us. And I want you to do two things. One is to really let yourself be exactly where you are right now. Here I am. You can repeat that to yourself a couple of times and really own the space. Feel the steadiness of the earth beneath you. How still and peaceful and quiet it is. And notice that when you have a moment when you are feeling completely tuned into yourself, notice you don't really want to be anywhere else. You don't want to go outside that force field or let anything in. It's your little bubble of love for yourself, of your cone of silence, where you can just simply be. Now the beautiful thing of online, you can stay exactly if you're having a moment and you want to stay. I reckon that's our time up. But so namaste from my heart to your heart. Thank you for joining me. I'm hoping, what's this, day 3? We've still got 27 to go. So what an exciting journey to make.